Hello and welcome back to the Wolf Den. I'm your host, Liza Wolf, and today we are going to be diving into the game Dragons Hoard. Now, something interesting and fun about this video is we are actually joined by the developer of the game. Craig, how's it going, man?
Good man. I actually just got in.
I
Look at me.
see that. Yeah, you just hopped in.
Yeah, nice.
All right, so what got you into developing games in general?
All right, so to start off with, I was watching a bunch of like indie devs on YouTube making indie games.
Uh-huh.
I should really find out who it is for you. I can't remember who it was. There's one or two of them, and they looked like they were just having a good time. And then I was playing a bunch of Steam games, browsing on Steam, and a whole lot of these cool little games, but none of them were multiplayer, and I wanted to play them with my friends. So I figured I'd give it a go, you know. And so for my very first game, which I do not recommend, I did it all alone, and I went for a multiplayer game, like a RPG, like pretty big open world, and definitely I don't recommend doing that. That's do it small, start small. Listen to the YouTubers; they say make like a Pac-Man or something first. Definitely
Yeah.
do that. Don't do what I did, because I mean this is the result. It's not bad. Definitely not good, uh, but it's not bad. It's a good. It's a fun little time, I think.
So, what gave you the idea for Dragon Horde?
So I had no idea to start off with, and I was just starting, made it multiplayer so you could get in, and then figuring out what I wanted to do. And then I came across this Reddit post, and it's about this little dragon, and its hoard is a single coin. And instead of the people like trying to take this dragon's coin, they just keep the dragon with the coin, and they sort of trade dragons and their coins.
Uh
And that
huh.
gave me the idea of a dragon having a hoard. And because it was a tiny dragon, I figured, you know, it'd be cool if it would get bigger and you could ride it. And why not have the dragon grow with the size of its hoard? So in this game, that's what happens. The more you hoard, the more gold you hoard, the bigger your dragon grows, and then eventually you can ride it.
That's cool. So talking about the dragon, uh, how does it work? Like, how much gold am I looking at to get the different, I guess, levels of dragons?
So to start off with, if you do the first quest, it'll give you enough for your first dragon skill, uh, which I usually go with the heal. Uh,
Yeah, I think
and
that's what I picked
then
this up
I
too.
think it's 500. I think he turns red. He gets a little bit bigger, and then 1,000, 5,000, maybe I think maybe 25, then 50. I'm not quite sure what the numbers are. It's been a while. But then eventually, I think at around maybe 5, 10,000, you can ride him, and then you can get up to this island in the sky. At that amount of gold, it's probably a little too early to get up there. That's where all the best loot is, and there's a bit of a raid boss and stuff up there. You have to do a couple of little quests to get up there, uh, but you'll need to do some questing and some grinding before you can take on the stuff up there.
And then I'm noticing, I think I saw it on the wall. So can you explain a little bit about the different quests that are on the game? I've noticed there's a blue one and then there's a green one.
Yep. So every session, every time you launch the game, you'll be able to do the yellow quests. They're just like a one time. I say one time, but every time you launch the game, you'll be able to do that quest again. It's a one time per session quest. They give you pretty good rewards. Then you have the blue quests, which are repeatable, which allow you to grind that same. If you enjoy doing that quest, you can grind those mobs, and that gives you a boost while grinding mobs. And they usually only reward gold, the repeatable quests, I believe. Whereas the gold quests gives you things like backpacks and weapons and gear.
All right. So that's really cool. What would you say the main difference is between the demo and the full version?
So the demo version is an old build, quite an old build. There's a lot of missing assets and things. Quests aren't complete, and a lot of the mechanics don't work the way they do in the actual game. The actual game's probably, I want to say, 4 times bigger. It's probably a little bit better, maybe 6 times bigger, but content-wise, it's probably 4 times bigger. and there's more unique bosses, way more gear, and just like more opportunities to grow your dragon. And I think more abilities on the skill tree too are available, along with their descriptions and stuff, so you can actually tell what you're picking.
Okay. And then I think we talked about this earlier. What tips would you give to players that are just starting out in this game?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you're gonna need these. So the game doesn't explain a lot. It's sort of, I like to say that it's intuitive and you can sort of figure it out. It's not actually that easy to figure out. So the big one is pressing X to put away your weapon to run. A lot of people miss that, and it'll really slow you down if you're walking around with your weapon out. So that's a huge tip. Um, what else? We got do the first quests at least. So the guy right in front of you at the start, you want to do that quest. It'll give you enough gold for your first ability. It also should give you some backpacks so that you can hoard your loot. A lot of people, I haven't actually showed you this yet, actually. Shift spacebar is actually a dodge roll. You can dodge roll, it gives you iframes, so you can't get hit while you're rolling. There's a little bit of a cooldown on it. I think it's about 3 seconds.
Okay.
What else? Also, you want to pick up the backpack quests. So increasing your hoard is the only thing to do in this game. So you're gonna need a big backpack. So definitely check the gold quests for the guys who tell you to visit the next town. All of those guys, all of those quests will give you a bigger backpack.
And then is there like I guess what would be the biggest inventory space for the in-game backpack?
Ooh, that's a good question, actually. I'm not sure. I think it might be 8 by 10 or 10 by 10.
Okay. And I've noticed that you kind of have to manage what's inside the backpack to where you can actually hold all your stuff.
Yeah, so I like Escape from Tarkov. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's a big shooter game. And I liked the inventory system. I liked that there were different shaped items and you could rotate them and like Jenga your inventory, play a little bit of Tetris.
As long as it doesn't
I
disappear
wanted
when
the
we make a
loot to
full
be more
row.
important. Sorry, what was that?
I was just saying, as long as the inventory doesn't disappear if we complete a full row, I think that'd be good. Like Tetris, whenever like you get a full
Oh
row.
yeah! Oh God, yes. Oh, that would be yeah, that'd be horrific. But yeah, so the idea was I wanted the loot to feel more important. So like the stuff you're picking up, if you don't have room, I want you to like be able to move stuff around, try fit the more important things in, sort of give the equipment a little bit of weight to them.
And then another question that it just popped in my head. Everybody on this video currently just saw me get wasted by that bear. Do you lose any of your inventory upon death?
Thankfully, this is a super casual game, and you don't lose anything when you get died and respawn. It's a super chill game. I wanted something non-stressful, little you can just grind it out and just like have fun with it. There's like no stress at all.
Super cool. So besides, well, I guess we should ask this. As far as this game goes, is it completely done now, or are you planning on adding any downloadable content or expanding it out any further?
It's definitely no plans currently to do any more work on it. I gave myself a deadline because it was my first game, and I wanted it to be done and released. It's not quite where I wanted it to be. I think it could have been so much better, and it could have been a lot more. But working on it by myself, it was pretty difficult. So I wanted to just be done and finished. And I think if there were hundreds of thousands of people who wanted like more and me to do more to it, I would. But as it is now, as my first game, it's complete and finished.
Okay. Are you currently working on anything? I mean, we already said this game's done. You're not working on it. Are you working on a new project?
I do have a little secret project in the works. I'm not sure what it'll end up being, but it'll definitely be multiplayer. Because I like sharing worlds with my friends. It'll definitely be fantasy. I'm big on the fantasy genre. I'm not quite sure what it will be. I'm thinking a free-to-play game. with no microtransactions because I really don't like them. Yeah, but I don't know what it'll be yet. Something fantasy and multiplayer, definitely. Probably a smaller scope, I think.
Okay. Uh, Now, as far as this game's concerned, how do I get to where I can play with like my peers, or if I want them to jump in and join me in this game and help me take on? I'm assuming this is a field boss over here. Is that correct?
Yeah, this is just a well like a little world boss. He's probably gonna wreck us. Yeah, I don't know if we can take this guy. So when if multiple people have the game like we do like this, we don't have to party up. As soon as you join the session, everything is shared relatively. So as long as you tag the enemy unit, we'll both get to the experience. Experience? I say gold. Gold is the experience here. Gold is our levels. Gold is everything. So as long as you're both in the game, you both and tag the enemy, you both get the spawn of the loot. I think the loot roll is the same for both of us, so we'll both get the same thing. All the quests, if I pick up a quest and you don't pick up a quest, you won't get the rewards for it. So you both have to still pick up the quests. But if we both have it and you run off and complete it, we'll both get the reward for it.
Now, something I saw is when we killed that goblin just a second ago, I got to see both drops. Would I be able to pick up like your share of the drops as well?
Yes, you can totally ninja loot your friend's gear. Absolutely.
Nice.
I like to think it's super casual and be nice to each other. But
Okay.
that way, if you get a health armor drop and you're doing health and I'm doing maybe the damage and you get a damage drop, then we can just trade gear.
Okay, so that's a good question.
Like,
Is there a trade system like, or is it like a
you
drop?
just drop it on the ground like that. There you go. Have some cheese.
All right, and then how do I use items that are in my inventory?
Yeah, unfortunately, again, the game doesn't tell you a whole lot, so you sort of have to figure it out yourself. I like to think it's intuitive, so give that cheese a double click, and it
Okay.
should heal you right up.
Oh, okay,
There you
and
go.
it's now. Can I do that while we're fighting?
Yep, you will have to open your inventory though. There are no quick slots, but if you're in a hurry, you can pop open your inventory, give that food a double click, and you should be all good. And you can spam the crap out of that thing.
Okay. Uh, Now we haven't really. I haven't spent enough time on here to actually know about all the items that are in the game. As far as like the consumables are concerned, do they have different effects to where maybe you'll have like a hot or a heal over time effect?
I was planning on doing that. It just ended up taking a back seat to polishing the game up a little bit. So at the moment, or as it stands, the game being done, all of the loot, all of the food loot is just a straight flat heal.
All right, and then if I was to die, I've noticed that there's these little. They almost look like portals. What are these? Are these where you respawn at, or?
Yep. So these are your respawn points. Usually, yeah. Here we go. Every respawn will have a dragon next to it. So you
Okay.
can sort of figure out where they'll be, and you'll just respawn at the closest one you die to.
Okay. And I know I'm kind of backtracking a little bit, but at one point, do I have to get to the very end dragon to be able to ride it, or is there like a certain
I
level of
believe it's the third tier of
okay.
color. So there's quite a few. You'll notice your dragon's a little bit bigger. If my dragon comes over here, come here, dragon. If I drop some gold, and if you drop your gold, you'll see him shrink a little bit,
Okay. Let
and you'll
me
see yours grow a little bit. If you drop your gold, you'll see him shrink, and if you pick it back up, you'll see him grow.
oh, okay.
But he's still green, so he hasn't actually gone up a full tier yet. So the next tier, I believe, is red. Once he's purple, which is the third tier of color, then you can ride him.
Okay. And now is
Then
there a
there are
limit?
another two tiers after that. They're just sort of cosmetic. So you got gold, and then there's a secret last tier, which you'll have to figure out for yourself.
All right. Going off of that, I was going to ask, is there like a height require like how am I going to say this? If I'm riding that third tier dragon, is there a certain altitude that he would stop? Like, do you have to get to that later one to get higher into the sky?
Nope. So as soon as you can mount him on the purple one, you can fly. All the mounting's the same, so you can fly as high and fast as all the rest of them
Cool.
until you hit the skybox, wherever that is. And I believe
So
you can land on these clouds. Fun fact.
really,
I think you can. Yeah, I think so. I can't remember if I removed that or not, but you might be able to land on the clouds.
that would be kind of cool. Yeah. Kind of feel like I don't know if you're into anime or anything, but kind of like a Dragon Ball Z kind of feel.
Oh yeah, I'm a big fan. See, that's where I got the idea from the health bars were from Sword Art Online. The old
Yeah.
Sword Art Online health bars.
Oh,
That's where
nice.
they come from.
And honestly, that's one of the things that kind of drew me into the demo. Is when I was watching the video of it, I saw that the health bar was around the character rather than in the normal up top spot. I'm always looking for something that kind of sets a game apart from other games.
Yeah, it was actually one of the very first things I thought of is the Sword Art Online health bar. Something a little more unique. I wanted a nice representation, less UI. I don't know if you've noticed, I'm trying to less UI, more game.
Yeah. So while we're finishing up this kind of interview, do you care to kind of like take us around and show us like some of your key spots or some of your highlighted areas that we can actually access like at the start of the game? Like if you have some bosses that you're wanting to highlight or anything?
You know what we can do? A little secret just for your watchers. Okay, you follow me back to town. There's a little secret. I've only told this to a few people, so
Okay.
this will be the first public showing of it. It'll be pretty funny. I think these rabbits actually have them too. Get that rabbit. You got any apples on you?
I do.
Yeah, good. Get that apple. The starter shop sells a couple of apples. Um, this will be a good little kickstart if you want to skip the start of the game. I'm just gonna. Oh, I have no money. I gave it all to you. Buy all of the apples there.
Now, if I want to buy, do I drag or do I click?
I think it's double click.
Okay.
Sweet. And then we're gonna go to the third town, which is this castle over here. So we're skipping a town.
Okay. Where would be
But
the second town?
the second town's the other direction. There's another smaller castle off that way.
Okay.
So you go to an orc camp, and they'll give you a quest to go to the other castle, and they'll give you the bigger backpack and some better gear and stuff. So we're going to skip all that. Hopefully not get murdered. Whatever you do, don't fall down the path to your left there. I
Now,
actually had a lot of fun building this castle.
as far as like the inventory system's concerned, as long as it's the same item, will it stack? And is there a stacking limit?
So there's different stacking limits for different items.
Okay.
I don't think the weapons stack. There are some food items that stack to about 5, or depending on the tier of loot it is. Come this way. So here's a little tidbit of lore. You see these nice little pies on a table, this nice pie here. I
Yeah.
like to think this is an apple pie. Okay, and this is the chef right here in this tree here. Okay, and if you open up your inventory and you shift drag one of your apples, and it'll split the stack. You drop an apple here. If you walk back, it'll turn into a pie. You pick that pie up.
Oh shoot.
And you may notice that pie is worth quite a fair bit.
I see that. Yeah, our dragon completely
Yeah.
changed.
So every time you drop an apple here, you walk back, it'll turn into a pie. And then you can sell those pies for a little head start.
That's cool. Now, how many do the pies stack? Do they stack at all or no?
They should stack. Yep, I think maybe 5 or 10.
Yep, there they go. And
And
there's
you'll
no
notice
limit to
your dragon's getting bigger with the pies you're carrying. So you got to step out, step in, let them make the pie. You got to give them a little bit of space.
how did
Or
you
maybe it's
say
not a
to
timer.
split a stack in your inventory?
Shift, click, and drag.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's that. Now, do I have to pick up the pie in order to drop another one, or can I drop all 3?
I think as long as you have the apples in single stacks, it should. Because if you drop a full stack of apples, it'll turn that whole stack into a single pie. So you want to split them up.
That's crazy.
And
Alright,
now you should be
so
able to pick some more abilities too, because your dragon is your horde has grown.
I see that.
You
We're
it'll
just
give
in
you
the
more
apple pies
abilities.
alone, that's 10,000.
Yeah.
All right, so let me go to my skills. It might be cool to kind of showcase some of the other skills too. All right, now how does the skills pick? Like I see that there's a 1 and 2 on the left side, a 0 and 2, and a 0 and 0. What does all that mean?
So on the right hand side, it tells you how many you can pick. So for the first, it's out of 2. So those first 3 abilities, you can have 2 of the 3. For the next one, I think it says, is it out of 3? I have no gold, so I am able to pick none of them. So I think it's 3 or 4. Can you tell me
Okay.
what it is?
I think it's 0. It has 0 out of 2 on mine.
Okay, so 0 out of 2. So you can pick. So you should be able to pick 2, but I think once you have more, you can pick more.
Okay.
I think it's 3. It's 3 or 4 that you can pick out of that second row. And then at the last row, you can pick 1. These are the ultimates. These are the really strong abilities.
Now, how do I switch out skills, or do they automatically upgrade like your base one to the ones you pick after that?
So it's each of those pitches is a different ability.
Uh-huh.
And they scale off of your gear. So whatever your gear you have will upgrade your abilities. So if you go down the healing tree, your healing stat will increase those. Same with the damage and tank. With the tank tree, it's your health. Damage is obviously damage. If you hover over the abilities, it'll give you a little breakdown of what your stats are and how it's calculating them.
Oh, okay. I see that. Yeah. All right. We get those stats from our gear, correct?
Yep. And if you want to, if you want to sell those pies over here,
Okay.
never fear. Once you buy gear with your gold, your dragon calculates his hoard, includes your gear and your bag. So everything in your bag and everything you're wearing is
So how do I
included in the
sell? Do I
Dragon's
just
Hoard.
drag
I
to
believe
the
it's
vendor?
just drag over. Yep.
Okay. It's a
Okay,
very
your
nice.
dragon's actually dragon's grown quite a bit actually. All those dings were not you selling; that was your dragon growing.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I thought that was the selling.
yeah, so I think the stack was worth 10,000, but each pie is worth 10,000. Then you've sold them.
Oh, okay. I
So you,
gotcha.
you probably have a lot more now. So you probably can pick some more abilities even.
All right. So let's see what we got. All right. So yeah. Okay. So the number went up. Now it's 2 out of 3 on the second row.
Yeah, okay, so it is 3. Yeah, so you can have maximum of 3 of those abilities. So you can have 1 of each, or 2 of one tree, 1 of another, or you can mix it up as you please.
Now, do I need to, like, if I'm going to the second tier or second tree, do I have to have the pre-skill before that, like for the dragon
No, so
fire?
they're sort of separated into tiers. So that tier does not require the previous tier. As long as you have the amount of gold needed, you can pick any ability and mismatch them as you please.
That's really cool. Let's see. What do I need to pick? I think I'm gonna pick this one. All right, I'm still 0 out of 0 on the last one. So how far do you think you'd have to go to get to that ultimate level?
I think it might be 25,000, maybe 100,000. I think it's when you can first mount your dragon. So I think you get your ultimate ability and dragon mounting at the same time.
Okay, cool. All right, so is there anything else that you want to kind of showcase or show us any cool bosses or mechanics?
Yeah, we'll get you a little bit of gear first. So you come in here and purchase a weapon. You can get the highest tier weapons here, but the highest tier armor you can only get from the raid.
Okay. So would you recommend that I get a good weapon or good armor?
Bit of both. You can do the whole lot with just armor. Armor's probably more important than your weapon because you can get damage stat on your armor.
Okay.
But there's nothing wrong with a good weapon.
Let's see. So the legendary sword would take all of the gold that I have. I guess
Maybe
I
you
could.
could do an epic one, and we'll run to the other town, which is where you can get some armor, or maybe we'll kill some things.
Okay.
Depends on what you want to do. We can grind, or we can go buy some.
All right. So I picked up an epic sword. Um, I could actually drop it, and then you can pick it up, right?
Yep, I can see it flopping around on the ground there. Did you drop it in the building? Oh
Uh,
god, did it go through a wall?
it might have gone through a wall.
I saw it flinging around. It was dropped in the wall and started bouncing.
Let me see.
Uh,
Let me drop it. Let me drop another one outside then.
oh, hang on. No, I did pick it up.
Okay.
I tried to grab it while I was in the wall. Okay. All right. Did you buy two of them? Did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh, you're so kind.
And now something that I've noticed is I have to unequip what I have in order to equip something different.
Yeah. So there's no drag over an automatic swap. There was a little bit too much work for a little old me. It can be. I could do it eventually, but it would take a lot of time. This inventory system actually is built by another guy. He's a very skilled guy. He actually helped me out when I had a little bit of trouble with some things. He's very helpful.
Okay. So where do we need to go now?
So we can do two. We can either try find a little bit of armor, or we could go buy some. What do you think?
It doesn't matter. Whatever
Maybe
you
we
want to do.
could. All right, we'll see if we can take on some guys. They're probably going to one hit us, maybe, because I don't have a lot of health. Try to send the dragons in first and stay back. See this guy over here. He's probably towards the end difficulty. Let's see if we can't get him. Go dragon, get in there. When he dies, he may. I think one of his abilities is he rains either blood or he one tapped me. Get him. I think he rains blood, and even that might one tap us.
Okay. Now, because you died, will you still get rewards from this?
Yep, because I've tagged him, I should still get a reward for it.
Okay.
Also, that heal, I don't know if you picked the heal ability, that will heal me too. It'll heal you, me, and hurt them. The second tier one, I don't know if you have that. Oh, there we go. What did we get? A rare staff. Okay, well that'll help us stay back and fight at a distance.
So something else that I've noticed, I picked one of the, I guess the defense tree or the tank tree, and I've got these shoulders now.
Yep, so what they will do is each stack will block 1/4 damage. So if you have 4, they'll block the full damage. If you have 2, they'll block half the damage. And if you have none of them, they'll block no damage. And then they regenerate slowly. It's very good for your tank. Also, if you have the tank, the very first ability will pull an enemy toward you and taunt them. Because the aggro is very difficult in this game. So the aggro is calculated on how much damage you're doing. So if the guy who does healing and damage does a little bit too much, whatever you're fighting is going to switch to them. So it's good to have a tank.
Okay. And I think, I'm not for sure.
Which first ability did you pick? I'll pick the opposite.
So I picked the healing as my first ability, and then I got, let me see. I dropped down into the dragon scale, and I also picked the dragon's roar, which is that chain ability.
Okay, so I'll pick the damage one and the heal, because it's always fun to have heals. I believe, second ability we go, is our... You see that?
How do I switch it out with my first skill? Because I had the original heal on the
so they should all be added to your bar automatically.
Oh. Okay. Heal yourself or allies. 2 seconds. Oh, okay.
There are some bosses with some guaranteed armor spawns. I'm not sure we can take them. Maybe it'd be quicker if we just buy a little bit of gear and then maybe we can fight them, see what happens. We'll run to the second town and we'll buy ourselves some gear.
So I noticed we got up that hill pretty quick. Is there any type of limits on like the steepness of a hill? Like if we're climbing?
There is a limit to it, but you can get pretty steep. You can almost Skyrim horse up them.
Oh, nice.
But there is a limit to it. Go straight to the town.
All right, and I know you kind of gave away a really cool secret to kind of boost your beginning. Are there any other Easter eggs that viewers might be looking into?
There is quite a few little Easter eggs. They'd be very difficult to find because the game doesn't tell you anything, so it's a very much figure out yourself sort of thing. There's probably 2 or 3 little secrets in the game. There's a couple little lore secrets that are kind of funny, and then there's some that'll give you a bit of a boost. We walked past it, so if we go in this little building here, you got your weapon merchant here, and then just behind him we've got an armor dude.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get some armor, so drag to sell, and double click to buy.
Now, can I sell? I'm gonna try it right here, anyways. But I just wanted to check. Is there a way to sell straight from what you're wearing?
So you have to unequip it before you can sell it.
Okay. So I'll get rid of that. Is there a way to rotate items?
There you press R, should rotate it.
Okay, there we go. R. Go out real quick. That. Let's see. 2 hit points, 2 healing. 7 hit points, 1 healing. I think we're gonna go higher hit points, maybe. So something else that might be interesting to know about. So when I started this game, I started out as a female character. Is there a male version that you can possibly change into?
There used to be a male version. I got sick of looking the backside of a male all day while I was working on the game, so I switched it to a female version. I've had a little bit of feedback where people would like to pick and choose. Again, it's just a little bit too much work for just a single dev, so I decided against it. So it's just a female for now.
Okay. Hearing that sound, is that yours or is it mine?
So I just ran off just to go loot some things somewhere somehow. I just got myself a little bit of armor and some loot, and that was my dragon growing. I'm just gonna give it to you so you can see the bigger dragon and have a fly around. I didn't have quite enough in my little stash to get both of us there, but we should be able to get you there. Just running back to the town now. We should at least be able to fight a boss, so you can see some of the unique bosses and their mechanics.
So I think I've got a full set of armor now.
Nice. There's sometimes a little bit of issues with replication when we're running far away from each other. Do I look weird? Is all my clothes on?
Yeah, everything looks fine.
Okay, cool. All right. Sometimes the clothes are like on the floor and stuff, and not on the character. But cool. All right. So we're gonna give you all my gold, and
oh my gosh,
my poor dragon's gonna shrink. There we go. Yours is purple now. Congratulations.
Okay, so that means I should be able to pick. Yep, 0 out of 1. I can pick an ultimate skill.
Now, my personal favorite, because in MMOs I'm usually the healer, so the healing might be a little OP in this game. I like the healing ultimate. Okay. It's really cool. It's really strong. It might be the best. I don't know. Figure it out. But if you've got healing, obviously the abilities scale off the gear. So if you've got healing gear, it'll be the best one. Depending on what your build you're going. You pick whatever you like.
Okay, so I went ahead. I picked the Dragon Storm. I think that's the one you're talking about. Has a healing. Now, something that the viewers might be interested in. Is there a way to? Because I've kind of picked the items or the skills that I wanted out of this area. Is there a way to respec, or do I have to start all the way over?
You do have to relaunch the game. So there's no respec option.
Okay.
But once you save the game, leave, and you come back in, all your gear should be in a chest at your feet. You'll be able to pick it up, and then once you do that, you do have to redo your abilities anyway. I believe, yeah, you figured it out. Sweet. There's an up and down, flying around.
So shift is my up, and then my down would be
Control,
control.
I
Yeah.
think. Yep. All right. We could go to that farm. You could easily kill that boss at the farm.
Okay.
We could go to the desert at the pyramids. There's a boss over there. There's a boss. We could destroy the starter boss. He's actually kind of hard in the orc area. Where would you like to go?
So I'll let you be the deciding factor. So you choose whatever boss you want to end this video on, because I think that's a good stopping spot. Is we'll take on one final
Okay,
boss.
one of my favorite bosses to grind for when I'm about to go up to the Sky Island is the one in the desert area.
Okay.
So let's try him. It's just by the pyramid there.
So how many? I've noticed that there's a different biomes around. How many different biomes are there?
There's 1, 2, 3, technically 4, 5. Some of them are very similar. So you got like a foresty biome, and then there's this more magical kind of mushrooms everywhere, foggy. By the castle area, I don't know if you'd include that as a separate biome. So there's like 4 main biomes. There's grass, sand, the snow, and then there's the raid area.
Okay.
And then there's like sort of sub biomes where there's like a swamp and the sort of mystical forest area, which are like kind of grassy areas, but they're slightly different. So we'll go in here. I believe if you left click while on your dragon, he does a fireball.
Let me get back
Possibly.
on there.
Maybe? Does he do that? Maybe I took that out. It was a little OP.
No, I'm not getting
No
anything.
fireballs from the dragon? Okay, yeah,
No.
it was a little OP because you could just sit on the dragon and shoot stuff. Must have taken that out. Okay, so over here, this big boy over here, he's a boss. He has a phase 2. Be careful. And
Okay.
good luck.
All right. I like the vote of confidence. The good luck at the end of that. All right, let's do this.
Whoa, he's getting me good. Oh, I didn't bring any cheese.
All right. So besides cooldown, is there any like restrictions on how fast or how many times you can use a skill?
It's all just cooldown. Is the only.
Just
There's no
cooldown.
mana. It's all just. Oh, and he got me again.
Oh,
Where are
he
the
got me.
heals? We need a healer.
I never claimed to be good at healing.
All right. Give me some money. Give me some money.
Okay, I
Let
got you.
me.
Hold on.
I'll spec into some heals.
I'll just give you all of it, and let's see what happens. All right. Well,
Actually,
notice
that's a good way. Yeah, you can definitely do that. So I should be able now to pick this one, and we'll get this one. And I want to be tanky, so I'll get this one, and we'll get this one. Awesome. And now I can heal you.
Oh, that's cool.
And be a little tankier. Awesome. All right. Here, I'll give your money back. I'm not greedy. Also, don't forget to press G to make your dragon go attack him, because the larger your dragon gets, the more damage he does too. He should
now-
defend you automatically, but if you're not getting hit, he won't.
Okay.
So if you don't want to bite that first bullet, you want to send him in. All right, we got this, I believe. Yeah, much tankier. All right. How long you got on that ulti? Oh,
What's up?
there we go. Oh, that's phase 2. Kite him.
Oh, he got me. He's almost
He's
dead,
almost
though.
down. He's almost down. I think I can get him. Oh. I'll wait for you to get back. Need some heals. I've got 8 health.
I almost went the wrong direction.
Alright, let's go. Stay out of the circle. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
It's definitely when he dies, still watch out for the circle. it stays there
Does it stay there permanently or does it go
for a
away?
little bit. No, it's got a
Okay.
timer. They'll despawn. Okay, so we've got some. All right, so the loot is the same. Yeah, different. Is it same or different? Did we get the same loot? I can't tell. We got 3 pieces or 2 pieces. How many did we get?
I think
Some
2.
good loot.
I got a chest plate, and then there's some boots on the
Just
or
some pants.
some
Oh,
pants
I
on the
think
ground.
I think a little mob walked in, and we got some loot off them too.
Okay.
Um, this is some real nice gear. Put those on. Put that off. Put that on. There we go. How spiffy are we looking? Pretty good. So each gear set has a version of itself. So the one that you have now, it has a different color, and the different color will be different stats.
Okay, gotcha.
So each stat set has a different color, but the same model.
So
I think we got
final,
the, what is this, the damage pants and the healing top,
I think so. Let me check real
looks
quick.
of it. Yeah.
Damage and then healing, yeah.
And so each time a gear goes up, it does have a base of health. And then when you get the tank set, it has the extra on top of that. So the base set for this was 15. And then it sort of balances out as 1 healing, 1 damage, and 5 hit points are sort of even. And they sort of use that weight to spread out.
That's really cool. All right, so final impressions. I will say that I really enjoy, like, cosmetically, this game looks really good and sound. I love the fact that I'm growing a dragon based on my overall value in like gold, based on the items and everything. So that's super cool. The combat system looks really cool. I'm excited to try out this game with other players, potentially even getting some of my friends involved and trying this out in a group setting. You and I kind of did that a little bit, but it would be cool to see in like 3 or more, because I'm used to that. I guess you would say the Holy Trinity, where you have the tank, DPS, and healer. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm a big fan of the Holy Trinity. So I think the next game will probably be based off the same sort of thing. Obviously, it'll be a whole lot different, but yeah, I want to see how many people you get in. It's a nice. It's not a straight. So the enemies scale with how many people are in the match or in the session.
yeah.
So it sort of starts off at 1.5 times for the first person, and then the next person, I think it's 2 times, and then it starts to fall off on the third person. It's not quite 1.5. Oh, sorry, 2.5. It's slightly less, and then when you get to about 6, is about 3 times as hard, and then it scales to about 4 times as hard with like 20 to 50 people.
So we're talking like a WoW raid, like the original WoW raids.
Yeah, so you can. There's actually no limit on the multiplayer in this game. So as
Yeah.
much as your computer can handle, we've tested to. I think we had 18 people doing our biggest test, and we had no issues at all with latency or lag or game jitter or anything performance wise. So I'd love to see how many people could actually play this game at once.
That's really cool. So before we kind of end this video, or is there any final thoughts? Anything else you want to add?
No, I think I just take it as the game as don't be expecting too much. I think it's a very small game. There's not a whole lot to do, but it is a good bit of fun. If you know what you're doing, if you're really good, you could speed run the game in about 45 minutes. You could get up to the raid and defeat the end raid boss. That's me. Obviously, game dev, I know how exactly where everything is and how to do it. On average, I had one guy who's a very good like WoW player. He was I was with him, so I don't know if it's a discount. He took about an hour to do the same thing. The general like public, I think maybe 2 hours gameplay, and for very casuals, maybe 5 hours.
Okay. And then how much is the game currently? If we wanted the full
That's a
version.
good question. It started off at $20, but the game wasn't. Oh, it says it's 20 New Zealand dollars. The game wasn't quite where I wanted it to be, so I did reduce the price of it. Currently, let's have a look. What are we at? I think it's around half the price. Yeah, so it's 740 New Zealand dollars. I think it's 10 US possibly.
Okay. So I mean that's not bad for you said a casual player, 5 hours of gameplay, $2 per gameplay hour.
Yeah, and that's to complete the game. You could still keep playing after that and try get the secret Last Dragon skin.
Yeah, and find all of the Easter eggs that you've hidden within the game.
Yeah, and there's some very amusing quests if you want to like go back and read them, stuff like that. There's a little bit of entertainment to be had.
Cool. Well, Craig, I just want to say thank you for joining us in this video, and definitely enjoyed having this opportunity to talk to a dev while playing your creation. It's been super cool. So again, thank you for spending your time with us on this video, and I look forward to hearing about your new secret projects in the future.
Awesome. Thanks for having me. And if anyone wants to join the Discord, I'm always happy to answer any questions.
Now, if you are interested in trying this game out, I will definitely leave a link in the description below. This way you can try it out. And I'll also leave a link to the Discord as well. This way you can join his Discord and kind of get more information or talk to the dev for yourself. So without any further ado, thanks for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one.
Game every night, we all lose or we'll fight. Brothers in hand, keep the levels in sight. I bet you to the stream, level up the scene. On the grind, never stop, living out the dream. Press the button fast, come to each press. Friends from my side, putting skills to the test. A virtual reality with every new theme. Join the community, part of the team.